another topic, y'all. And I don't even know if I've done a video about it. I keep getting sidetracked with a lot of different stuff. So I submitted the quote to the folks about the sod over there and all that. Now, what we're going to do is, I did like a lot of you guys said, you know, break it into pieces, and they helped me break it into pieces because, well, they want to get the two trees in the front removed first. So, because right now, you know, well, we don't, I mean, the sod, we don't have to do the sod right now. We still got a little bit of time. I mean, we could, I guess, but, you know, we're going to try to do the sod the first week of April. But I'm going to be doing, so I'll tell y'all all about the quote and everything. So I'm going to be doing the two trees over there, and I'm not charging crazy money for them. Was a couple. I'm doing both of them for $1,500. That's stump and all. So that's about average on what I get for a tree. Now, if you got to haul it off, that's different. But I don't have to haul these off. And they're not great big or nothing. I mean, they're you know medium. They're nothing crazy or anything. I think the skid steer can get up on the sidewalk up there and push them over. I might be wrong, but if I am, not a big deal. I'll grind the stumps. But the goal is to you know, since I'm doing it and I'm listening to some of you guys that make sense. I want to do it by the job. And that whole job over there, the sod, drainage, and all that I'm doing by the job. I'm not doing nothing by the day on that whole job over there. And I'm going to come out a lot better. You know, I'm not going to have to be, you know, worrying about if I get done today or not, and all that. If something happens, something breaks down, I don't have to, you know, be worrying about getting paid or whatever. So the quote that I sent them was approximately $9,000, and that would include sod. But I done sold them, and it's practical too. I done sold them on trying to put a couple pallets of sod in the front after the trees are gone. You know, because that's I mean, on a slope like that, Bermuda sod will do great as long as you get enough sun. And if the tree's gone, it'll for sure get enough sun. So that's what we're going to be doing Friday. So the kicker is this: I don't have to haul it off, either one of the trees off, and it's a separate entity than the 9K on the quote, because we've already agreed to money on this. You know, hell, you know, earlier in the week. So on the trees over there, I don't have to haul them off. And I don't have to do nothing with them except for take them across the street to the neighbor. And he said that, and he does firewood, that he'll take the whole tree. So that's going to make it pretty fast, especially if I can get the stump to come up with it. And on that slope, yeah, I mean, and all the roots are exposed already on the top. You might be able to push it over and pick the whole tree up, you know. But if not, you know, if I get, I'm gonna have Trevor with me, so he might have to drag a few branches to the backwoods, or worst case scenario, if I can't push them over, and you know, I know I could dig around them enough eventually to push them over, but if I can't, and I don't want to, you know, take the time or whatever, then I can just grind them out. But the thing about grinding the stumps out, again, speaking on experience, is you create another mess. You create something that you know, with all the chips that you got up. Well, you got to do something with them, man. Especially if you're immediately going to put grass right behind it. So if I can get them out, it doesn't matter, and that's why I like about not doing it by the day. I'll have the stump grinder with me, but I'm gonna try not to use it. And then just well, dig them up and push them over. Just push them. Well, dig around the bottom and just push them over. That's the best thing to do. Or pull them down from the road. I'm gonna try to keep the machine out of the lower part of the front yard, so we don't have to worry about because there's grass growing in the lower part. You know, if I do this job with you know, with some delicacy and some precision and some thinking power behind it, then I'll be able to make really good money over there. Now on to the rest of the stuff, when I submitted the quote to her, and it's itemized, I'm not gonna go into all that, but it comes out to right at 9K. And that does not include the trees, like I said. But also, when I did that, they approved that quote, and now they want to add to it. So, now I'm gonna tell y'all something that I didn't mention in the video the other day. The reason I went on and wanted to do this by the job, one of the reasons, and then I went on and went, you know, to the extreme as far as scope, getting the front, you know, maybe doing the front yard and everything, is you have to listen to the customers while you're talking to them. And you're walking the property with them, and they're talking about what they want to do, and you have to listen to them. And one thing I picked up on, and we were just talking, is she asked me, she said, so how long do you think it'll take? A couple of weeks? That told me right there that she was willing to spend bigger money than most customers. And if you don't pick up on that, then you're going to try to, you know, minimize everything that you're doing, as far as you're a little bit scared to go to $7,000 or $8,000. You know, even though I can justify it, and a lot of times you go that high, the customer they'll reel back on the property, on the project a little bit, right? But if you don't listen to them and you're just steady in salesman mode while you're over there. So once I realized that, I said, okay, I told myself, I said, I'm gonna do this job by the job on exactly what I think we need to do. And I broke it into four or five pieces, and I added them all together, and that's what it came up with. So and the only reason why I pitched doing the front yard inside, at least a couple of pallets going across the front at the top of that hill right behind the walkway going down the front yard, is because well, I saw that once they saw the quote. See, some people get a quote like that and they're like, oh man, we're gonna have, and most people, I will say, most people get a quote like that where you're hitting above 4 or 5K, then they start, you know, well, they start not wanting to do as much work, right? I mean, or sometimes if they don't know you, they'll even say, oh, that's too high, I'm gonna get somebody else. A lot of times that'll happen. But when they came back and approved the quote, like within 10 minutes, I mean, emailed it to them, and at the bottom of the quote, in the email, body of the email, I said, we may want to consider, if you want to, you know, putting a few pallets of sod, 2 or 3 pallets of sod across the front yard at the top, where where we're taking those 2 trees out. I said, I did not put that in the quote, but if you guys want to do that, I can do it, and we'll just add it to the quote at the same number that, you know, if you broke it down, that I'm doing all the other side. So that was going to be like another $2,400. So now the quote done got to like $11,000. And then she emailed me back. She gave me a list of other things that she wanted to do, even though she knows she's at 11, right? She wants some of the shiny rock, the glassy looking rock, the colored rock. Maybe I'll put a picture that she sent up. I don't even know where to get that kind of rock. The kind of rock that I get is not all that great. It's more for, you know, drainage and runoff, is more so than cosmetic. But you know, now I know that they're willing to spend. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't, if they're not willing to spend, you know, $15,000-$16,000 over there. I'm already, I got a contract with them already for the quote that I gave them. So, and the trees for Friday. So I'm already at you know, on that job overall. I'll be at, well, you add trees, you're at 15. So now you're about a little over 10. And then you add another 2,500 for the sod in the front. Now you're at 13,500, 12,500. And then you add rock. Well, you guys know that the cheap rock is expensive. You know, we could go, I mean, she could easily spend a couple $1,000s on rock. So we're gonna be upwards of $14,000 or $15,000. And there's some other stuff too that she wants to do too. She wants to plant some bushes in the front yard, because a part of the tree job, and I might not have should have done that. A part of the tree job was pulling the bushes out in the front. But I figured if I'm, you know, going up the hill to get the trees, I can just reach in there and snatch, not all of them, but all the ones in the middle. You know, that are under those trees, about 4 or 5, you know, hollies. Nothing, you know, nothing hardcore, nothing that the grapple bucket won't just snatch right out. So yeah, and then the drainage back there, that ain't gonna be that big of a deal, because I'll be making really good money over there. The profit over there is gonna be pretty good, you know. The profit margin on that job is going to be nice, probably like 60 or 70%, and that's because I own all the equipment. I don't have to rent nothing, and you know, I can charge what I can charge what, you know, I can pretty much charge like I want to. But I just wanted to give y'all an update on that. So the tree work will be on Friday. Well, and I know there's going to be some complications on dealing with the neighbor and the tree. I know that so, but at $1,500, you know, and it'll also allow me to bring like the power rake and drop it over there, so I'll have it when we do the sod. That's another thing too, because I don't have any job between now and when we do the sod for the power rake, and if one came up, I would tell them we'd have to wait till after I do that one. I'm restricted a little bit right now because of not having the other truck. And like I said earlier, that's going to be something I'm going to have to address, because only having one truck, it's knocking my hustle. You know, it's knocking me a little bit now. You know, 1 week, okay, in the winter, you know, 1 week in the winter, okay. 2 weeks in the winter, now you're getting in my way. 3 weeks in the winter, where I'm trying to go into the early spring, you know, I need my truck back. And now the joke's over, and it's time to start. Well, you know, I'm not wanting to get nasty with the Ford guy, and I won't. But you know, I may come off as more nasty than I want to be, because I'm going to tell him, look, man, I mean, if you guys can't, I'm just going to tell him, you know, I'm just going to say, if you guys can't do it, just tell me, man, and I'll take the truck today, right now, and take it to another dealer and drop it off, you know. But you know, my luck, I'll be in the same situation. The other truck's got to get fixed. Not to mention, man, you know, I like nice shit. and this truck right here is a work truck, and it's great, and it'll do everything that the other truck will do, except for ride in luxury. You know, it doesn't sit up as high, it doesn't pull as good, it doesn't have any of the bells and whistles, doesn't have the Bluetooth to answer my phone. I mean, you know, And I didn't do nothing to my truck for me to have to go without my, I can see if I wrecked it, ran into somebody or something, you know, that's part of the punishment for running into somebody. But this is all things that are out of my control. I mean, you know, this is all because I got a new windshield put in. I mean, and I paid for it. I paid for the windshield too. And also, I got a lot of other expenses involved in that. I got a half a day driving out there to Union City to get them to approve it, to get it fixed, and to take it to the Ford deal. I had to get my aunt to come pick me up. Well, before I did all that, I had to pay a locksmith to unlock the door because it was running and the truck locked. All because of the faulty windshield installment they did. I mean, but I conceded all of that. I conceded I'm not trying to be a dick about everything, in other words. You know, he said they would rent me a car. You know, I could have done that, but I didn't want to do that. Well, it's going to be more hassle. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping that since I didn't do all that they will, you know, that will grease the wheels of them paying. Whatever the estimate is, I have no idea. I don't know. They've had the truck 2 weeks. I don't have an estimate yet. That's not good, man. He said on Monday morning when I called him, he said they ain't even looked at it yet because they ain't had no tech there. But if you didn't have a tech, man, you shouldn't have took the truck from me, man. You should have said, yeah, man, it's going to be blah, blah, you know. But anyway, I got to get in here and take care of this. And yeah, y'all, deuces.